Let me also recognize Commissioner Molly Park from DSS, who I failed to mention before. This is the Impact Award for Community Investment. There are so many remarkable New York City affordable housing developments, but when thinking about community investment, the Bedford Union Armory development by BFC Partners stands out as particularly noteworthy. The Armory in Crown Heights was built in 1903 and was used as a training facility for the United States Army Cavalry Troop C. When it was decommissioned, the building slid into disuse, creating a block-long void in the neighborhood. Congressmember Major R. Owens saw the building's potential and built support to reimagine the facility with services for the whole community. In 2015, EDC released an RFP for the site, and BFC Partners won that RFP. They embarked on a massive, complicated, and often contentious engagement effort that touched nearly 10,000 residents. This remarkable process ultimately yielded a project that exceeds all expectations. The complex is a thriving mixed-use, mixed-income hub that benefits not just its immediate occupants, but the entire community. The whole program is built on the premise of spreading around the benefits of this investment, with the revenue-generating portions of the development supporting not just the affordable housing, but also discounted memberships to the recreation facility, below-market space for community nonprofit groups, and coming this year, a brand new medical center providing comprehensive family health services, particularly important to me as I'm a longstanding board member of New Heights, one of the groups that occupies the space, and you'll hear a little bit more about the video, and it's just been really special. So with that, let's look at the video.
So we're currently sitting in the Major Owens Center, which is a 100,000 square foot facility. It's made up of two components: the head house, which is a nonprofit office space. We also have the drill shed, which is about a 60,000 square foot building, which has 3 basketball courts, a turf field, a competition swimming pool with 6 lanes, a gym. And then in front, we have the Betty Carter Auditorium, and that's building 1. And then adjacent to us is building 2, which is a 100% affordable, low-income project. And then the furthest from us now is building 3, which is a residential mixed-income building. So we ended up going with Marvel Architects because we felt like they had the ability to sort of transition between these different building types.
Anywhere else in the city, you've got a gym or a basketball court or a center for community affairs.
It's almost like a city within an armory. And it's really incredible and extraordinary the way so many aspects of feeding the human soul can happen here. And I'm so proud to have been a part of working with BFC Partners to make that a reality.
We got a challenge of what to build, how to fit what we wanted into an existing structure.
We didn't want to lose the sheer character that the building has.
And part of that was doing an inventory of all the artifacts that were left behind. We actually hired a historian to go through them.
Even the color of the structure behind this, the trusses, that's the original color that they were painted when they were first built in 1903.
Where we started this project originally and where we ended is very different.
Trying to understand how to take the vision of the community and realize the larger goals. Through so many negotiations, so many discussions, so many town hall meetings, so many debates, so many protests, so many rallies, here we are. You know, we often tell our young people to say no to so many things, but we in government have not given them the resources of what to say yes to. So the main value that I wanted to bring forward was something for our young people to say yes to.
The organization is named after my late husband, Carrie Gabay, who was assistant counsel to the governorship of New York. My husband left our home to partake in a street festival called Juve, and unfortunately, he was caught between 2 gang rivals having a shootout. When I sat with the governor's team, I said, hey, our guy was shot 3 blocks away from this space. How amazing it would be if the funding didn't come from you, and we had his name in the space, in the recreation center.
Coming to the Major Owens Center has been game-changing for us as an organization. This has really enabled us to find a home and build culture and community and make a bigger impact in Brooklyn.
It's a safe and inclusive place for kids to come and play sports. When you see that child score their first goal in front of their parents and the joy it brings them when they're celebrating, that's what brings a smile to my face.
In every culture, there is a central gathering place. It's necessary for the health of the psyche. I believe the Armory is providing that for the community.
Having this space is an essential resource for folks that they would otherwise have to go into Manhattan to access.
Brooklyn Plaza Medical Center is a federally qualified health center, community-based organization that serves the underserved. And we're especially excited to be opening up a 24,000 square foot facility right here in Crown Heights. And we're going to have a vast array of services, everything from dentistry to women's health to adult to pediatrics.
Digital Girl Inc. has a mission to empower inner city youth, especially young girls, to pursue studies and careers in STEM. We've been able to reach almost 1,000 participants in the last year. We essentially doubled our reach.
The greatest part about all of this was having this center here, but also that there would be a housing component included in this.
Crown Heights is still transitioning, and that was the importance of having 250 units of low-income housing here to ensure that this wasn't just going to be all market rate housing.
Having this home is my peace. I actually love coming home. I made it a nice cozy place for me and my son, and I love having the open view. Major Owens plays a big part of our role every day for me and my son. I take full advantage of the gym. My son also is involved in the soccer team where he does soccer Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
In this project, we finance the construction debt, the low-income housing tax credit equity investment, the new markets tax credit investment, and help them put the project all together.
This project was incredibly complicated because it wasn't just housing, it wasn't just affordable housing. It is possible to have a really successful public-private partnership, but it takes a significant amount of patience, and it's definitely worth it at the end.
Our housing partners have been absolutely amazing. I mean, again, the structure here included tax-exempt bonds, taxable bonds, low-income housing tax credits, new market tax credits. We had opportunity zone equity here. We had brownfield tax credits. Both HPD and HDC were extremely creative, thoughtful, and I don't want to forget the folks at the state that gave us a tremendous amount of money for this facility.
I think that this project brought out the best in a lot of the people that were involved, including the agencies.
And what we see today is something that was once vacant, that was once underinvested in, now become a vibrant, exciting centerpiece for a community, and at the same time delivering much needed housing.
I would love to one day be able to turn on ESPN and see one of these kids that say, you know what, I learned to play basketball here at the Major Owens Center, because that would just be pretty incredible.
For young people to walk into this space and know that they are walking into a world-class, state-of-the-art space, it changes how a child grows up in a way that we can't even calculate or fathom. I didn't grow up with that level of access. So what if I had? Who would I be? What would I be doing? These young people won't have to wonder about that. They'll just be.
Wow. I met Don Capoccia in 1994. I was a staffer in City Hall, and he was a partnership new homes builder. And my God, come a long way. Been through a lot. I love him, and I'm just happy to present the Impact Award for Community Investment to BFC. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Richard, thank you for the generous and terrific introduction. It's really humbling. And by the way, good job sticking to my script. I want to offer a big, huge thanks to CHPC and their board of directors for recognizing the impact of our project, has had on Crown Heights and other Brooklyn communities. But more importantly, the impacts to our neighborhood residents and their families. Howard, thanks for the time and resources that went into documenting our project and the film we just saw. It's really phenomenal. We love it. Many of you may be wondering why I was not included, seen, or even mentioned in the film. Well, as some of here know, I've always hated drawing attention to myself. Notwithstanding my absence, Joe, Brandon, and Wynn did a superb job on screen describing the many aspects of what we call New York City's first comprehensive health and wellness community. Our entire BFC team was immersed in this project for years, apparently 9, I just found out, since the RFP was issued in 2015. I'm wondering what I've been doing for the last 9 years. So we've been in it for years, and in the end, collectively, we delivered a unique and extraordinary project. We're very proud of our staff and our team, their dedication and determination to advance our vision along with us. I want to mention one more important aspect of the project that may not have come across in the film. Almost all of the kids and the adults who you see in the film and who use the Major Owens Health and Wellness Center do so at no cost. They walk in there free, and that's the way it's been since day one. Our nonprofit tenant partners sponsor a wide-ranging array of programs, all of which are free. That's a huge benefit to the 45,000 visitors we welcome every month. This also holds true for the Brooklyn Plaza Medical Center. Philip Honorato, the executive director who was featured in the film, I've known for a long time, didn't mention that all the healthcare services they provide are also at no cost for those who can't afford the treatment. Anybody can walk in there without a dime in their pocket. They can get dental services, medical services, all different kinds of therapy. It's going to be an amazing asset for this community. None of this would have been possible, of course, without a ton of public and private support. So please bear with me while I thank and call out our government and public partners, many of whom are here this afternoon. New York City EDC, our lead project sponsor, run by President Andrew Kimball and Vice President Melissa Roman Birch. New York City Housing Development Corp., their staff led by President Eric Enderlin. New York City HPD and Commissioner Adolfo Carrion and Deputy Commissioner, Kim Darga. In fact, Adolfo and Kim were the first to do dips using the outdoor fitness equipment on the roof deck, which, surprise, surprise, quickly turned into a competition that Kim won hands down. Sorry, Adolfo. I also want to thank and recognize the New York City Council as well as the Mayor's Office. We were also helped immensely by the Governor's Office through Ruth Ann Snoskis's Housing and Community Renewal, as well as Hope Knight and Empire State Development. Both of which together made a $15 million grant to the project in honor of Carrie Gabbay, who lost his life as a victim of gun violence just down the block from our center, which is how this neighborhood was largely defined prior to this project getting underway. Now to our finance partners, Goldman Sachs Urban Investment Group, led by Sherry Wang and Dan Alger, the Wells Fargo team, led by Paige Travelstead, Caitlin Meehan, our New Market Tax Credit investors, Wells Fargo, Citibank, and New York Regional Center, and NCIF. We, in this residential project, I think we took on 35 formerly homeless households. This is a very mixed income project. It's 60% low income, 40% market. So we wondered how this was all going to be managed productively and peacefully for our tenants, all of our tenants. We brought in Breaking Ground, who has done a stellar and magnificent job helping those formerly homeless households adjust to living in permanent housing. I mean, they did an amazing job, so I want to thank them as well. There are two people here who I specifically want to recognize for their incredible work making this project a reality and a success. Eric is not here, right? Eric Woodland? I think he's up in Buffalo. Eric Woodland, Director of Community Engagement for BFC. He literally made thousands of contacts in the community, was instrumental in forging a consensus among a vast range of stakeholders in support of the project. Eric, thank you very much. And lastly, to the person, I'm sorry, I don't think she's here. And lastly, to the person who paid the biggest personal and professional price for supporting our efforts, then Councilmember Lori A. Combo, currently the Commissioner of the New York State Department of Cultural Affairs. Oh, hey, Lori. Great. Okay, good. Okay. Lori took hit after hit from many of her constituents, local organizations, the media, fellow elected officials, and I'm sorry to say the list goes on and on. But to Lori's credit, she took an extremely unusual position for an elected official in today's political environment. She stood by the project and BFC throughout a difficult and fraught community engagement process right to the end. Thanks, Lori. You are an inspiring woman with tough skin and a steel backbone, and we couldn't have been happier to work with you. Lori and I, even though we fought a lot, we've become friends. But anyway, on behalf of BFC, we thank you for this award. We're very honored.